Hey, good morning, students. Now, in this video, we are going to start the next part of the module second. The half part of the second module we have already finished, wherein we have studied what is vectors, what vector space, what are the dimensions of a vector space, and along with that, we have also studied how to find out the linear combination, dependence and independence of the vectors, and after that we have studied the inner product space and the Gram-Smith orthogonalization procedure, right? And it's time to start the next half part of the module, and that is a matrices, right? So the next part of the module is matrices. Now these matrices you have been studying from 11th standard, and most of you have studied in mathematics. So let's go first for the various type of matrices. It's quite a theoretical first half part of this, but very important as far as your competitive exams are concerned. You can find various questions on matrices in GATE, NET and SET, all competitive exams. So the types of matrices is very important, properties of matrices are very important, and you can find most of the examples are on properties of the matrices, isn't it? And after that, then characteristic equation which you have already studied, and based on those characteristic equation we are going to learn how to find out the eigenvalues of the given matrix and eigenvectors. Along with that, we have to also study how to find out the normalized eigenvectors also, and the last part of this module I am going to leave to you to prepare that topic yourself, that is the diagonalization of the matrix, right? So let's start the matrices. And what is meant by matrix, that you have been already studying, so I need not to go to define what is meant by a matrix is, right? So let's go straight away to the various type of the matrices. The matrices is having a plenty of its types, not 1, 2, 3, 4. There are plenty of its types. So let's go for the very first and basic type of the matrix is a row matrix and column matrix. Row matrix. Now what do you mean by row matrix? Row matrix is a matrix which has only one row. Only one row, and columns may be finite or infinite, right? There may be infinite columns. There is no condition on columns. Columns may be finite or infinite, I can say. Finite or infinite. Then this kind of matrix is called as a row matrix, right? For example, let's take one example of a row matrix. Suppose this is a matrix 2, 7, 5, 9, right? This is a matrix having single row and 4 columns, right? These are the rows and these are called as the columns, isn't it? So this is 1 by 4 matrix, right? N rows and n column is called as n by n matrix, right? 2 rows, 2 column is called as 2 by 2 matrix, right? 2 rows, 3 column called as 2 by 3 matrix. It's having 1 row and 4 column, so therefore 1 by 4 matrix. Similarly, next definition is a column matrix. Column matrix, which is quite similar to this one. Now, what is meant by column matrix? Column matrix is a matrix which has only single column, and rows may be finite or infinite. That's called as a column matrix, right? I need not to write the definition, which is quite simple. And for an example, I can write the column matrix as this: 1, 5, 8, 3. So this is a column matrix having a single column and there are 4 rows, right? So this is a 4 by 1 matrix, or you can decrease the number of elements into it, and you can write, if you consider only 1, 5 and 8, and it will be a 3 by 1 matrix, isn't it? Now next kind of a matrix is a zero matrix or a null matrix. Null matrix or zero matrix. Zero matrix or null matrix. Now what is this zero matrix or null matrix? It's a matrix whose all elements are zero. It's called as a zero matrix or null matrix. Suppose this is a matrix of 3 by 4 type, right, whose all elements are 0, right? I can say if all elements of matrix are zeros, then the corresponding matrix is called as a null matrix or a zero matrix, isn't it? Next type of matrix is a square matrix. Square matrix. And the name itself indicates that what is meant by square matrix. Square matrix is a matrix having equal number of rows and columns. It's called as a square matrix, right? That means number of rows and number of columns must be same. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 rows and 2 columns is called as a square matrix. It's not necessary the elements may be anything. The number of rows and number of columns must be same. So I can write rows and columns are equal. It's called as a square matrix. Next kind of a matrix is a diagonal matrix. Fifth is a diagonal type of a matrix. Diagonal matrix. Again, by its name only you can identify the matrix. What is a diagonal matrix? Diagonal matrix is a square matrix whose all non-diagonal elements are 0. So a diagonal element is a kind of a square matrix. That means number of rows and number of columns must be same, right? So let's take an example. Suppose I will write here non-diagonal elements are all 0. So let us say this is 1, 2 and 3 are the diagonal element. Non-diagonal element must be 0. So this must be 0, isn't it? This is called as a diagonal matrix. Diagonal matrix is a square matrix. What are the conditions? 2 conditions. First is it must be a square matrix. Square matrix, that means number of rows and columns must be same. And second condition is non-diagonal element must be 0. It's called as a diagonal matrix. Next is a scalar matrix. Scalar matrix. Sixth type is a scalar matrix. Now this scalar matrix is a diagonal matrix. Again, diagonal matrix means it must be a square matrix. Diagonal matrix means a matrix whose non-diagonal, what is the important condition? Non-diagonal elements are all 0. But the one more important condition in case of a scalar matrix is that all diagonal elements must be equal, right? So the scalar matrix is a diagonal matrix. A diagonal matrix whose all diagonal element are equal, are all same. For an example, we can consider this kind of matrix. Let us say diagonal elements are equal, that means 2, 2, 2, and this is non-diagonal elements are 0. This is called as a scalar matrix. So scalar matrix is a square matrix because its number of rows and columns are same, as well as it is a diagonal matrix, because to have a diagonal matrix there is a condition: diagonal matrix is a square matrix. That means for to have a diagonal matrix, your number of rows and columns must be same, and therefore scalar matrix is a square matrix as well as a diagonal matrix, right? So hope you have understood these various types of these matrices. And next, some kind of matrices are unit matrix, identity matrix, singular matrix. Let's go for those. What is meant by unit matrix? You are quite familiar with the unit matrix. Unit matrix is a matrix whose unit matrix and identity matrix are one and the same. That means its diagonal element must be unit 1 and other element must be equals to 0. This is called as unit matrix or identity matrix. Next type, I think 7, is unit matrix, or it is also called as identity matrix. Right? I will just give you an example. You are quite familiar with this kind of matrices. So 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1 is a unit matrix or identity matrix, right? So its diagonal elements are 1 and non-diagonal elements are equals to 0. Next kind of matrix is a equal matrix and a singular matrix. 8 is a singular matrix. What do you mean by singular matrix? Singular matrix is a matrix whose determinant is equals to 0. If A is the matrix and if its determinant is equals to, I can say determinant of matrix A is equals to 0, then matrix A is called as a singular matrix, right? Singular matrix. For an example of the singular matrix is, let us take the example of the singular matrix 1, 2, 3 and 6. If you find out its determinant, the determinant is nothing but the product of these elements. So 6 minus 3 2s are 6 is determinant equals to 0. So let us say determinant of this matrix is equals to 0. This is the matrix A, and therefore matrix A is a singular matrix, right? Next type is a equal matrix. Equal matrix. What do you mean by equal matrix? It's quite simple. Equal matrix is a matrix whose rows and columns are equal. Along with that, its all elements are same. That is called as the equal matrix. So there is no much more to explain about this equal matrices, which is very simple. Next one is a lower triangular matrix and upper triangular matrix. What is called as a lower and upper triangular matrix? Lower and upper triangular matrix. Triangular matrix. The name itself indicates that lower and upper triangular matrix. Let me give you an example. Let us suppose A, B, C are the diagonal element of the particular matrices. F, G, H are these elements, and these elements are equals to a 0. That means only upper elements are non-zero. Upper triangular elements are non-zero, and lower triangular elements are 0, then this is called as a lower triangular matrix, right? Opposite case is upper triangular matrix. So I think you can understand with the same example. If so, I'll give you the same example. A, B, C, and the upper elements are 0. That is called the upper triangular matrix. This is F, G, and H. Got it? Lower triangular matrix, upper triangular matrix. Isn't it? Or vice versa. This is called as the lower and upper triangular matrix. But the this kind of matrices are very important as far as your exam is concerned. And the important point about this upper and lower triangular matrices is that the eigenvalue, lambda is the eigenvalue of the matrix. So eigenvalue of such kind of matrices is equals to the diagonal element, right? So what are the diagonal elements? Diagonal elements are equals to ABC. It's a property of the upper and lower triangular matrices. So the eigenvalues of upper and lower triangular matrices is equals to its diagonal element. And trace of the matrix is, what is the trace of the matrix? Trace, let us say this is matrix A. So I can say trace of the matrix A is equal to the sum of the diagonal elements, and hence in this case the sum of the diagonal element is equals to sum of eigenvalues is called as a trace, right? And determinant of the matrix A is equals to the product of eigenvalues. What are its eigenvalues? Eigenvalues are ABC, right? So these two are very important properties of this matrices. What is a trace and what is a determinant? And based on this, you can find various examples in the various competitive exams, right? So the next kind of matrix is a symmetric matrix. Symmetric matrix. Symmetric matrix. Anti-symmetric matrix. Hermitian matrix and anti-Hermitian matrix. These are the various type of matrices. So what is a symmetric matrix? Symmetric matrix is a square matrix whose all Aij is equal to Aji. A square matrix whose Aij is equals to Aji. What is this Aij and Aji? These are the elements of the matrix, right? That is, I can say the matrix and its transpose of the matrix is the same, right? What is the transpose of matrix? Transpose of the matrix, if you change its rows and columns, then the matrix remains the same. That is called as the transpose of the matrix, right? That is called A prime is equals to A. A prime is transpose of the given matrix, isn't it? So Aij is equals to Aji is called the symmetric matrix, and symmetric matrix is a square matrix. That means its rows and columns must be equal, same. That is called as the square matrix. Let's take an example of the square matrix. Suppose I will write here it's an example of this symmetric matrix. Diagonal elements, let us take A, B, C, and other elements F, G, H, and this is F, G, and H. Now what is this? This is the first element A11. This is A12. This is A13. This is A21, A22, A23, A31, A13, A32, A31, A32, A33, right? And you can check it's all Aij and Aji are equal here, right? A12 and A21 must be same. The meaning of this statement is A12 and A21 must be same. A21 is H and A21 is H and A12 is H. Similarly, A13 and A31 is must be same. A31 is a G and A13 is a G, isn't it? Similarly, this element A32 and A23 are same. So this qualifies the rules of symmetric matrices. So this is called as a symmetric matrix, and it's a square matrix. Why? Because its rows and columns are same. This matrix is a 3 by 3 matrix. Therefore, it is called as the symmetric matrix, right? Anti-symmetric matrix, or it is also called the skew symmetric matrix. So let's go for the next kind of a matrix. Anti-symmetric matrix. Or a skew symmetric matrix. The next type of matrices is I think a 12 anti-symmetric. It is called as a skew symmetric. Skew symmetric matrix. One more thing I forgot to mention about the symmetric matrix that I will tell you later on. Anti-symmetric or skew symmetric matrix is a square matrix whose all Aij is equals to minus time Aji, right? Aij element is equals to minus time Aji element. This is the first condition. And the second important condition for the skew symmetric matrix is all its diagonal element must be 0. All diagonal element are equals to 0. This is called as a skew symmetric matrix or anti-symmetric matrix. Now for the first case I can also say if Aij is equals to minus time Aji, that means the matrix transpose is equals to minus time the given matrix, right? For an example of this matrix, let us again consider. So diagonal elements are 0, so you must take the diagonal element equals to 0, right? Non-diagonal element, let us say F, G and this is H. This F, G, H must be equals to minus times these elements. So this must be minus F, minus G and minus H, right? So this is an example of a skew symmetric matrix or anti-symmetric matrix. All diagonal elements are 0. First condition is met. The second condition is Aij is equals to minus time Aji. So this A1, 2 must be equals to minus time A21. This is minus time A21. A1, 3 is equals to minus time A31. Minus time A31. This is, and this is that is A23 must be equals to minus time A32. So this is minus time A32. This is called as anti-symmetric or skew symmetric matrices. And the very important condition for the this is not a condition. The important topic of the skew symmetric matrix is the number of independent element is equals to number of independent element of this kind of matrices is equals to n into n minus 1 by 2. You can find a number of examples on this case in GATE exam and in NET and SET also. So the number of independent element of skew symmetric matrices equals to n minus 1. Number of independent element, that means diagonal elements are 0. So this is not the independent element, right? So n is, what is n? N is number of rows and column. It's a 3 by 3, right? So 3 into 2 by 2, this will give me 3. So there are only 3 independent elements which are those F, G and H. This minus G, minus F and minus H are dependent upon these elements. So the number of independent elements in case of antisymmetric and skew symmetric matrices is a 3. So if the matrix is known to you, then you can find out, or if the only the order of the matrices is given to you, you can find out the number of independent elements for the skew symmetric matrices, right? On the same line, the number of independent element for symmetric matrices, which I forgot to mention, A is equals to n into n plus 1 by 2, right? In case of symmetric matrices, what is the difference in symmetric matrices? These are non-zero elements and these are non-negative elements, right? These elements may be anything, or maybe negative or non-negative of this. So the number of independent elements in case of symmetric matrices is equals to this. You can calculate 3 into 3 plus 1, that is 4 by 2 will be equals to 6. And in case of the symmetric matrices, these are the 3 independent elements and these are the 3 independent elements. So 3 plus 3 is a 6. These 3 are depend on this. These 3 and these 3 are same. So that's why the number of, in this case, for this case of matrices, if the matrix changes, order of the matrix changes, the number of elements may change for symmetric and antisymmetric matrix, isn't it? And next type of matrix is Hermitian matrix. Hermitian matrix and anti-Hermitian matrix. Hermitian matrix and anti-Hermitian matrix. So next kind of matrices I think we'll study in the next video. Let's stop for time being.